Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Leaders in Purpose. And I am so glad you're here. Please, please join us today as my guest and I, Mr. Eddie Wondred. He's going to join us in a conversation about relationships. You say hi?
Hey, hello.
Actually, he's my gentleman caller. And we're dating, so this is like so totally appropriate.
Oh,
We're going to be
very
talking
much.
about relationship conversations, do's and don'ts.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
great. But before we get
Yes.
started, we're going to go ahead on and first of all, thank God for us being here. Thank God for Chris and Mike Wallace and everybody else that makes this possible. Just thank God for another day of life. Oh my God, it's so wonderful just to be here. What a blessing. Just to be able to breathe, be able to think, to be able to move. You know, somebody didn't wake up today, and so we want to give the condolences to the families and welcome them to the ancestral world. And you know, you keep your relatives and your loved ones alive by remembering all the things they did and did not do. And that's how you keep them alive. I mean, I miss my grandma and my great-grandma, but the things that they taught me, I try to keep it alive so I can keep their spirit alive. We want to give also respect to our ancestors whose shoulders we stand on of greatness, who did so many things, went through so many tests and trials so that we can be here in the United States of America, but also all over the world. You know, so we want to thank our ancestors too for everything they did. And so we'll go ahead and give a moment of silence to them, a moment of silence for those who've lost their lives, either in the war or with COVID-19 or suicide or just anything, those who lost their lives. We want to go ahead and give them some respect. We want to give respect to our military, for without them, I said it's because of the military, we have the freedoms that we have. If them brothers and sisters did not go out there and do the things they do and put their life on the line, we would not have the freedoms that we have. So I give so much respect to our military. I love them, I love them, I love them. Now I may not agree with what they're going to go fight or why they're going to go fight, but I do, but I don't, that's not on them. I do give them respect for going out there and fighting for our freedom so that we can have the freedom to do the things we do so freely. Anybody you would like to give respect or honor to,
like
or a
to
moment of silence?
Oh, absolutely. I would like to give respect to my higher power, and especially to this beautiful young lady and Chris and everyone who's watching, their family and loved ones also, and especially to my sister Wanda. She's awesome. She's by my side.
All right. And I do also want to give respect to everybody who's watching my show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, whether you're following me here or on Facebook or Twitter or any of those. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leaders in Purpose, we deal with the areas of health, education, cultural development, human rights, human services, economic development, political education, spiritual enlightenment, entertainment, and more. With those health, we drop that health. We do spiritual health, we do mental health, and we do physical health with health. So we deal with those topics with health. So dealing with our topic today, the conversation do's and don'ts of male and female relationships, that's going to deal with health. That's going to deal with mental health. That's going to deal with education. It also deals with cultural development. So we're going to be covering all those, but let's have a moment of silence.
Okay.
All right. All righty. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to be looking at this book here. These books have been through, but I went and got another one, okay? Dr. Lila O. African, he is an ancestor now, but we're going to be looking at his advice about conversation do's or don'ts. Dr. Lila Africa is amazing. And you know, a lot of our PhDs, a lot of our scholars, the European, the Caucasian world don't want to recognize them. But that don't mean what they're saying is not true. That don't mean what they're saying is not relevant, and that don't mean what they're saying does not hold water. So you judge for yourselves, okay? If you have this book, please turn with us to page 381. We're going to be talking about relationships and conversations, especially melanated people's relationships, okay? Relationship considerations, you know, I thought this was important, especially since Wondred and I were talking, and he's my gentleman caller. But you know what? A lot of times when we get out of other relationships, or if we haven't dated in a while, sometimes we bring the old mess into a relationship, or we just haven't learned things, you know, that so that we can have a better relationship. And so, you know, I want to make sure that when I come in this relationship with my brother here, that can you even hear us? Here, get your microphone. Okay, I want to make sure, just put it right here. I just want to make sure that I'm the best that I can be, you know, and growth is in every area, And I want to make sure that I'm growing in every area so that our relationship can make it. You know what I'm saying? Because once I'm in, I really would like for you to be the last person that I'm with. I don't want to have to be with anyone. I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? We both want this to be the last one. We don't want to have to do it again, you know? So we're learning together about how to conversation with each other. We're taking it slow, you know. With the sex thing, we want to get to know each other first, and you know, we're just enjoying each other's company. He's already got me something to eat. It was so wonderful. When I was at work, he brought me something to eat. He sure did. He sure did. And so what I did when I saw him last, I mean, this is a hard working brother. Okay, so I had this some oil I'm putting under my body. You can't eat. So this is some oil, some olive oil, and it's a good olive oil too in the dark bottle, so the light don't hurt the oil. So I poured some oil in his hand and gave him a hand massage, you know what I'm saying?
You just don't know how that feels.
Yeah, I sure did. Gave him a hand massage, you know what I'm saying? Just getting to know each other and just, you know, taking care of each other, because I think a relationship should be who can love each other the most, not see who can use each other the most or get the most out of each other and all this. That's just crazy. And then I went and bought him something to eat. We shared some food together, so that was fun. That was so fun. That was so fun.
Nice.
That was so fun. So we got a nice time from today. And guess what? I said, you could have a great time without sex, okay?
Absolutely.
You sure can. You can have an amazing time. This is called priming the pump.
Yes.
Priming the pump, honey. Priming the pump. And it's for both people too. It's for both of us. It's not just the woman, it's the man too. We got to get to know each other, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to talk about conversation, because a lot of times the conversations is what people, I mean, they can do everything together. Sex is great. They're making money, building stuff, but they can't talk to each other. There's always an argument, always a fight. So let's look at some of the do's and don'ts that Dr. Lila Africa says, okay?
Let's do that.
Okay. We're going to do some relationship considerations. He said a relationship is the only reason why I'm going to do a lot of the reading, I'm going to just have Eddie talk about it from a male point of view, is because he don't have his glasses on, okay? But we only got 12 only got a few minutes. So some relationship considerations. A relationship is a process, changes, develops, makes mistakes, etc. Relationship requires spiritual prayer. And men usually talk to express ideas and feelings. You go ahead and elaborate on those. It says men usually talk to express ideas and then feelings. Compared to women, we talk to express feelings and then ideas.
I would talk about the feelings, because then the ideas would come in if you feel and understand where they're coming from and what they're talking about.
Okay.
And the feelings is, as I want to say, as you said earlier, getting to know the person and understanding them. Communication is the key to it all, for sure. And I want you to go on from there.
Okay. Men growth sequence: childhood, sensation, youth, thinking, manhood, refinement of thought and feeling, adulthood, group, culture, refinement. And then women usually talk to express feeling, then ideas. And the women growth sequence is childhood, womanhood, youth, and adulthood. So that's interesting. And then he said, communicate, listen, respect each other's thoughts and feelings.
As I was saying earlier, that's the key for sure. If you're gonna
excuse me,
alhamdulillah, it's all about respect. I'll put it like this: what I've always said, a king and a queen. if you're the queen, you're going to be treated like a queen with respect, no fussing, no cussing, no yelling, but with a lot of love, tenderness, and humbleness, okay?
I'm looking forward to that, huh?
And being treated like a king, but it's and just respect one another. It's not about raising the tone of your voice to get things across. This is about being humble and just talking. And what else did it say? Communication, respect each other's
thoughts
feelings,
and feelings.
and the feelings. The feelings if and when you're talking and you really want your better half to hear what you're talking about. If you are communicating and you have a good relationship and that communication y'all see on each other's page, the feelings, you're going to understand where she or he is coming from because they may have problems throughout the day or that hour or at that time. You got to listen to what they're saying and help them at the time. It may be just that they want to vent or they do have a problem and you probably be the only one that he or she can talk to and get that feeling, get those feelings out and understand that you're the one to help them.
Okay. So what you're saying is being a listener to each other. A lot of times, sometimes we listen to speak instead of listening to listen and to understand. So we need to listen to listen.
Yes, you're
Okay.
absolutely right.
Okay.
Yes.
And it says, behave in public, only criticize and or argue privately.
Listen, as far as arguing, no, there shouldn't be any arguing. I mean, it's not going to be real perfect. We're not perfect. But arguing, no, it's all about communication. No arguing. You got to listen. You got to listen to your better half. I'm going to say this real quick. If a woman tells her guy, honey, or her son or her daughter, don't go out, don't stay home tonight, listen to that advice because there's a reason. Something is not right and she feels it.
That intuition.
That
woman's
intuition. Yes, she feels it. So you gotta listen. You have to listen. And when they say don't do something, take heed to that.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, and just like your king listen to you, we as queens, we need to listen to our men too, our kings,
Absolutely.
for real. We need to
Yes.
listen to our queens, and I've always said this too. You know, for most women, I'll say, when a good man loves a woman correctly, honey, she'll automatically love because that's how God taught us.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That's how
absolutely,
God taught
yes.
us. When they like to talk about in the Bible where it says, women, be obedient to your husband. But you know, you keep looking in that Bible, you're supposed to be obedient one to another.
Yes.
One to another.
Yes.
And
it
respect
takes two.
each other. You
Yes.
know, and they said, was it Moses' wife, Sarah, loved him so much she called him Lord and King? Well, that's because he loved her into calling him Lord and King. He loved her so much she called him Lord and King. Honey, that's some good loving, okay?
Yes.
That's some good loving. Now,
Yes.
are you doing that?
Yes.
You know, or are you better do what I say, pow.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm your king, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Instead of forcing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you can love, when getting along is more important than anything, when it's more important than when getting along is more important than anything negative you can go through, then you can go through anything.
You can go through anything, no matter
Especially
what.
look at it. You have a lot of couples, a lot of arranged marriages. Why do arranged marriages last longer than
How can we say
regular
re-
traditional
marriages?
marriage? Right.
Yes.
Because they're in it till the end. Where a lot of times we look at people, oh honey, they got a big old bulge or they got a big booty, and so I'm gonna marry them because we're gonna have some cute babies.
Yeah.
You know, and don't know
Well,
nothing about the
about the
person
person
at all, in
all.
any
Don't
way,
know
shape,
anything.
fashion, or form.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Have you
absolutely.
noticed that sometimes people
Oh,
get married for the wrong reasons?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Most of the times Let me not say that. Most of the times it's for love, okay, but it's got to go beyond that though.
You're
okay?
right. It does
gotta
have to go beyond love.
Yeah, and it's I've recognized sometimes when it don't work out right, yeah, they get a divorce. And some people, like especially in Hollywood, they get married and then next thing you know, 8 days later they're getting divorced. You know, and they've been dating or what have you for a long time, and they just didn't know each other. As soon as they got married, everything changed. So, yeah.
See, and that's true too. As soon as people get married, everything changed. I don't understand why a lot of men say when they get married, that's when the sex stops.
Yeah.
What is up with that? For real. That's what marriage is for. You ain't got to worry about sneaking around. You ain't got to worry. To me, it's easier to have sex when you're married than when you're not.
Yes.
Or then to cheat. Some people say, I'd rather cheat. You cheat, you gotta sneak.
Yes.
Phone calls. How in the
Okay.
world you gonna relax and have a good time and you gotta look at your watch and make sure, or worry about somebody catching you, look at your watch, make sure you get through on time, make sure you don't leave this lipstick or you don't have this on your collar and all. Oh my God, that's just a...
Oh yeah, that just ain't right.
That's
you know?
not right. To me,
And
marriage is a fun, great time. That's when you can do whatever you want between you two. You gotta talk
Between
about
you
that. What kind of sexual appetite do you have? Do you have a high sexual appetite, a medium sexual appetite, or a small appetite? You need to talk about that stuff before you get in a relationship. And couples say, don't talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my
What is a
goodness.
no-no to you? You know what I'm saying? What will you do and what will you don't do? People don't talk about that either.
Yeah, they
You
sure
know,
don't.
a lot of people, I've been married. I'm married to a minister for 10 years, over 10 years, together over 10 years. And then I had a quick marriage. I was only married for 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But in the meantime,
Wow.
I didn't realize that it was against his religion to practice to practice certain kind of sexual activities. I was like, really? I didn't know people had that in their religion. But anyway, he did. But anyway, but even in Christianity, there's some things they say you can and cannot do. But it's up to you what you want to do. But you need to talk about that. Okay, some other things is okay.
May
go
I
ahead.
say one thing?
Listen,
everyone. This young lady is a true blessing. We've been talking and communicating. She has a lot of knowledge, lots of knowledge, and is heading on the right path and the right direction. She is a wonderful woman. Well, whoever didn't see her, they messed up because I want to say, and she's smart. She's got everything. She's got the spirituality. She's got the knowledge. She's got the beauty. She's got the understanding. She has the whole package of a person like me would desire, okay? And you can't go wrong. It's no wrongs. I mean, because as soon as her and I started talking, we was on the same page. We got a lot in common. But anyway, she's a smart, beautiful young lady, so it's a blessing.
It's true. We actually did just click. I mean, we just start, you know.
Just start talking.
Yeah, and
everything just, wow, so much we have in common.
It's so true.
A lot.
It's true. It's
Yes,
true.
and where we want to go and where we want to
We
be.
do. And that's what we're going to be discussing tonight, our 1, 3, 5, and 7-year goals. You know what I'm saying? It's just some things
Yes.
it's just, and it's fun. It's fun.
is.
It's totally fun.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Arguments or criticism is used to gain closeness. Watch words in argument. Do not curse or interrupt.
Well, for one, you're never going to hear a cuss word out of me anyway. I haven't cussed since 1991. No cuss words. And raising my voice and getting angry and things like that, no. Just talk to me. Just be honest. Just be honest. There's no reason for you to have to degrade yourself or do anything wrong. I'm going to give you everything and 100% that what you need and what you can have or what have you. And in return, it's the same thing. It's not a 50-50 relationship. It's 100-100.
100-100. I like that.
It's 100-100.
That's really good.
Yes, and
that's good.
And that's the way it should be, for sure.
Okay. All we have is 5 minutes, just real quick. Your mate is your companion, not your clone. Your mate is not perfect, has wounds, good and bad habits that may never change. If you accept the best, you have to accept the rest. Your mate is not psychic, honey. He cannot read my mind.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Say please, thank you, good morning, etc. Forgive each other and compromise. Love yourself. Recognize talents, gifts, faults, etc. Have a hobby, life, and purpose. Witness each other's insolubles. Have family meetings, activities, and a budget.
Wow. Hey, if you want to, but you just said everything right there about being in a relationship and just everything right there.
Yeah.
I was almost trying to say the same thing, and I hadn't even read that. And the purpose of, yes.
You said it.
You said it right there.
Yep, Dr. Lila Africa said it. And then here's do not say you never listen, which means I know who you are and don't need your version. Woo!
Oh,
Do
wow.
not combine a series of past arguments. Stay with one issue at a time.
Okay.
Do not assume, make an ass out of you and me. Do not think your mate is totally aware of at all times of their own behavior or yours. We miss some things. Do not feel you know your mate because of intimacy. It's true.
That's
It's
real,
true.
real strong right
That's
there.
true.
Just
Yes.
because we did, I don't mean you know me.
That's it.
For sure.
That's it.
Yeah, I got other things that's going on in my mind, and at that time that was me and you, but now I got to do things on the outside.
It's
I
an
gotta
everyday learning each
Every
other.
day. Got to get this business going. I got to make sure everything is taken care of.
Yeah.
Myself and you at the same time.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Do not think love will give you everything. Okay, and it's
Yeah.
true. I'm gonna say that too. Do not be ladies, and it's us. And please don't get upset with me. But sometimes, even men too. But you know what? We need to learn. And for me, I do not want to be an emotional burden. Okay. I do not want to be. I know sometimes I get sad. Sometimes, because, I'm working on my self-esteem and everything, and I get sad. But I don't want to be such an emotional burden to somebody that I am always mad. I am always sad. I ain't never happy. 1 minute I'm happy, next minute I'm the whole opposite way without any rhyme or reason. That's being an emotional burden. You know what
Yes,
I'm
it
saying?
is. Yeah.
Or you got somebody who want to give somebody a hard time. No matter what they say or do, they always give them a hard time. They never
Yes.
agree. That's being an emotional burden. We really, really need to make sure that we have emotional intelligence for real.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that for sure.
Do not become an expert psychotherapist for your mate.
You got about a minute.
Okay.
You're not qualified to do that. I mean, because that profession, he or she, that's the profession, and you're going in there to talk to them, in which your mate may not understand that part. But go ahead, sweetie. I'm sorry.
Do not. No. You're perfect. Do not go to bed angry and apologize.
Well,
We both got
yes,
that. Yes,
we got that.
yes,
We've
yes.
been going to bed happy. I mean, she's in her bed at her house, and I'm in my bed at my house. But we've been going to bed happy.
Yeah,
Now,
because we talk to each other before we go to sleep.
Before we go to
We
sleep,
do. I
yes.
get off at midnight. He get off at, 10? And so.
I get off about 10, or sometimes at 4:30 in the evening, and
Yeah.
we talk when she get off from work, and that's beautiful. Make
Yeah.
sure she gets home safe.
And we talk in the morning, so I'll make sure that I want to make sure that when he wakes up, that I send him a text or something.
It is
that
so beautiful.
He can see that I'm thinking about him. So anyway, thank you so much for joining Leaders in Purpose, male and female conversation, do and don'ts. We appreciate you. We're gonna we're gonna come on back and we're gonna finish this. We're going to finish this, and we'll go over some more stuff with Dr. Lila Africa, African Holistic Health. This is Miss Lady CC, Leaders in Purpose, and this is...
It's One Dread.
And you're going to be seeing with me.
All right.
I found somebody that want to do things with me, so we're going to be doing things together. We're going to a gym today.
Going to the gym today, finna work out. Oh, yes.
Okay.
We have it in common.
Yes, we do. All right. Love y'all. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, KPAO. Peace
Thank
and
you,
blessings.
KPAO.
Music Purpose fans. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you later.